Back with another video, and I want to say Happy New Year. But you know how I feel about the Gregorian calendar New Year. That New Year, traditionally by our ancestors and ancient people, did not begin in the dead of winter. Our New Year was the spring equinox around March 21st. But anyway, by the Gregorian calendar, it is the year 2021. That is the calendar that we use at this time. So when you add up the numbers 2021, you're going to get 2 plus 2 is 4, or 22. You're not supposed to break it down, but 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So we are currently in a 5-year for the year 2021 according to Gregorian calendar. Before I begin and go all in, let me stop and thank you all for subscribing, tuning in, and watching all of last year. It really took me by surprise. Like I say, I'm a South Node Aquarius, North Node Leo with a Soul Urge 7. So I wasn't used to the recognition or people finding my videos. And I was like, ooh, me? They're looking at me? Where all these people coming from? So I had to kind of regroup, manage, and get my contacts together. So if I missed any of your emails or anything like that, please don't take it personal. Like I always say, I'm not tech savvy and I'm absent-minded with my short-term memory, but charge it to the head and not the heart. I am thankful for each and every one of you that have subscribed, commented, supported, even sent me messages. If I didn't answer your message, send it again. guidesandgoals@gmail.com. So to show my gratitude, I'm going to give away one of my throwback videos from the Guides and Goals class series, particularly class number 3, which is talking about building a safe relationship with your ancestors and guides. And this will answer a lot of your questions who are waiting for an appointment in that one video. Many of you have gotten the Guides and Goals book 1 through 3, but this is a private YouTube video link, so it's gonna work. And I'm pretty much giving it away at $5 at a $100 value. The class was originally a higher price. So now that video is available at this time for $5 to represent the number 5 year. And you can click the link in my description box. It should be on the website by Sunday. But if you want to get it now, you can. And just watch that video. It will give you a lot of helpful advice on developing a relationship with your ancestors and guides and using basic exercises to strengthen your intuition. $5. So that's my way of saying thank you. Didn't just want to give it away because many people invested in it and they're like, well, why we didn't get it for free? So I didn't do it like that. So 5. But anyway, I digress. Let's talk about the energies of this year. These are predictions and probabilities, and keep in mind a lot of this information and a lot of these happenings, they occur every year because you also have your personal year on top of the collective consciousness year. So you're going to say, well, that happens every year. People get divorced every year. People fight every year. But it's going to be more prevalent on a global scale in many ways. This year is all about striving in order to attain progress. You know how sometimes in order to get your peace, in order to get what you want, sometimes you got to go to war. So this particular year will be about taking a stand, choosing your battles in a mature manner, and expressing yourself, because 5 deals with creative energy, like that 5th house energy, all about expression, exploration, variety, questioning the status quo, and taking a stand. Now, with each year, there are positive and aspects to every year because that's just life, right? So 5 has its positive aspects and its negative aspects and its lessons for the collective consciousness to learn. So for the first part of this video, I'm going to work without my notes, but I'm always using my notes to make sure I cover everything and not forget it. Didn't have to leave it in the comments box. In February, the Chinese New Year will come in. It will be the year of the metal ox, which is I love the energy of the ox. So that's going to also be a layer of energy on top of what we are getting ready to experience at this time. A lot of this energy will resonate more at the spring equinox, which is the true New Year. So some of these things, a lot of the energy will continue to shift and change into about March 21st. So give it time for certain things to unfold. You may have started feeling that 5 energy already. I know I did. Like a week before, the last week of December, I've started feeling the 5 energy already, because it's a 5 personal year for me, on top of it being a collective year. So if you're going through that, leave that in the comments box. I got you. I understand. So I'm going to interpret this really good, because I know what's going on. But anyway, we are going to get into the positive aspects and negative aspects. On the positive aspect of a 5, it deals with charity. It deals with helpful people. It deals with travel, like in feng shui. It deals with adventure and kind of 4 deals with home life. 5 is more like the community. So all last year we were in quarantine, we were in the house. It was all about family, home, stability, and roots, to the point of boredom and taking certain things for granted. But this year, let's just say that the collective consciousness is on a magic bus, a magic school bus of life lessons. Sometimes the road will be smooth. Sometimes there will be some potholes that we have to get over and overcome in order to progress, but stay on the school bus, if you know what I'm saying. Adventure, speaking up and taking a stand will be extremely important. This will be a year of, once again, choosing your battles carefully when it comes to verbal disagreements, business scams, like people having these, scheming, scamming. Make sure that you do your research before anything else. 5 is going to also deal with overcoming a scarcity mentality and remembering that there is more than enough. But even though we are infinite beings in a finite body and experience, we still must learn and master the principle of budgeting this year and moderation. 5 also deals with pleasure. So you want to indulge in pleasure, but you don't want to overindulge. So all things in balance with every year. And a lot of people are going to learn that, because overindulgence and making rash decisions based on a need for adventure, boredom, and overcoming boredom, it can lead to some serious regrets and losses for those that don't take it in stride. Anyone that's into ego battles and trolling and family feuds that are unnecessary just based on ego and stubbornness, those are going to be lost battles where there could be splits, estrangements, people not talking to one another, groups breaking up, all this other type of stuff. And there will continue to be a changing of the guards when it comes to business life. Those who are not flexible within change, those that cannot bend with the changing winds, will snap and break, because we are shifting out of the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, and a lot of people are going to go out kicking and screaming. They're not going to want to accept that type of energy. There will be a clash of wills and battles between younger generations and older generations. Corrupt leadership will be questioned on a global scale, and also in your homes, your communities, and on a personal scale this year. Corrupt leadership will be under scrutiny this year. There could be a lot of disputes on the forefront globally based on so-called food shortages or shortages of quality food this particular year. In personal life, there will be many disagreements and arguments that will be based on not enough, the concept of not enough. So like siblings arguing with the parent, you love my brother more than me, or you love my sister more than me, or you gave them more attention, you gave them more love, you didn't give me enough of this, you didn't give me enough of that. The arguments a lot of times are going to be based on not enough. Also, rejection is going to be a big thing based on these arguments. People feeling like an outcast, people coming out the closet and being cast out, not being accepted, feeling like they're all by themselves. People being put out, people being kicked out, coldness in the home. Spouses got bored of each other last year. I'm so tired of seeing you in that pink robe. If you wear that pink robe with those shuffling bunny slippers, sliding across the floor one more time, I promise. Or if you breathe like that again, you cough or blink like that again, and you snore like that, I'm so sick of your stuff. So there may be a need for couples to get space this year, just to kind of miss each other a little bit. This is not the time to take things that you have in your hand for granted, because the things that you take for granted this year, and if you don't water the grass you stand in, you could lose it. This is the year of the cleanup woman. This is the year of Mr. Steal Your Girlfriend. All of that type of stuff. Whatever you have neglected or taken for granted, or abused or misused could be taken away from you in a way that you regret. So be careful of losing something that you're like, oh, that ain't no loss. And then you turn around and you sincerely regret it later. So think twice, because it could be a big, big loss. It could you could lose something more valuable than you thought it was if you don't take care of what you need to take care of. In business, if there's an investment or a stock, if you give up on it, somebody else is going to take that idea and win with it. If you give up on that marriage, somebody else is gonna you know what I'm saying? So whatever's for you will be for you, but even the things that are for you, you still have to take care of them in order to maintain them. And that is the principle of the number 5 year, taking care of what you have, because 5 deals like with the 5 fingers of hand, the things you can hold in your hand. And quite often when we're in the grips of something, we can take it for granted and think that it will always be there, but things can slip out the hand too. So be very, very careful. Now I'm going to go into my notes in order to better describe the energies of this year. There's a lot of great opportunities to make money out of, like, say, for instance, social struggles, food shortages, people fighting over groceries, people fighting with the pharmacist, and farmers fighting with, different policies and political movements going on, based on quality of things. So people could have some sort of competition between who has the best water, or fighting over quality of water. All of those type of things will be issues on a global scale this year that you may hear about in the news. Even though I don't really watch the news like that, you may want to look out for that. There are opportunities to make money based on creativity, but beware of more expenses. So I don't want to say, because making money is always a good thing, but like I say, you may be bringing in more income, but you may have more expenses to go along with that, to where you feel like you're still breaking even though more money is coming in. So make sure that you are budgeting wisely, and be careful of, how do I put it, like these big expenditures during retrogrades, or when you're making an emotional decision, you want to eat that ice cream, whatever it is, anything that's big or based on emotions or lust, you want to think twice before making that investment in order to stay on top of the increase that comes in your finances, because 5 can deal with scarcity. So it can come in quick, but it could go quick too. So be careful of that type of energy. Budgeting emotions. Budgeting opportunities. There are going to be many opportunities that could come towards you, but you want to check and make sure that those opportunities are quality opportunities. You want to make sure that the people that come to you this year are quality people. The people that you meet this year and band together with that you haven't met before will often be based on your beliefs, your political movements, you taking a stand, or say, for instance, if you're cast out or rejected by one group, then you're accepted by another group, or you band together. Another thing that will be big too on a personal and political scale is 2 enemies or frenemies, or 2 people who are neutral, who never talked to each other before. Now they're talking to each other because they have a common enemy. So you could see things such as certain ethnic groups banding together against a common enemy. All of those type of things can be principles within this type of energy and this type of year. So remember, more money, but be careful of more expenses. Another thing about money is too, this is the year of the hustler. This is not the year where it's just going to passively just come to your doorstep, the prosperity. You're going to have to really work it with your spiritual manifestations, your mental affirmations, and putting yourself out there. Anybody who's shy or let people run over them, this is not going to be a good year for you for opportunities. So you have to take advantage of those opportunities, or you will be very regretful if you don't. Once again, estrangement could be a big possibility for a lot of people this year. Estranged family members not talking to one another, father against son, father against daughter, mother against daughter. All of those type of things could be going on. Estranged marriages. I mean, we don't want to manifest that, but every year has its negative and positives. So a lot of this energy will be more prevalent, especially based on last year, because it'll kind of be a continuation of 2020. But a lot of things that were swept under the rug it's time to be examined. Any family pathologies, any conflicts that everybody just kind of go along to get along and they're trying to just make it. This year could be an explosion based on matters being ignored on the personal home front. and it could lead to estrangement where both people feel like, oh, I'm right, no, you're wrong, and both people feel like they're right, so nobody talks at all. No one says I'm sorry. Nobody makes up. So lack of forgiveness could be a big theme this year because both people feel like they're right and they have their justified reasons for doing what they do. As far as estrangement in a home life, due to boredom or just the thrill is gone type of energy in certain marriages, it can feel like you're together but you're still separate. You're doing your own thing, or feels more like roommates. So you want to make sure that you warm up the energy and be more compassionate and understanding to one another. Do things together, but also get your space. Miss each other this year. 5 can deal with space in some other ways, and space is not a bad thing as long as it's not, going after temporary lustful situations that end up having empty, just an empty yield on things. So be very careful because you may regret your decision based on temporary lust. So think twice. You don't want to make permanent decisions this year based on temporary flings, temporary situations, and things like that. On the positive side, there will be a lot of good temporary opportunities that come through. You may meet some people who are meant to be in your life temporarily this year, because 5 is not really a good year to commit to anything or any new concept. 5 is like that year. The best way I can describe it is, back in the day when I was growing up, when the old people, they were trying to switch churches, they will visit a few churches before they decide which church belongs to them. So with your energy, you may kind of shop around before deciding on a spiritual mentor, shop around before deciding on who to commit yourself to in romance. You may be dating a few people or talking to a few people. This is a year of variety and keeping your options open before committing, because if you commit too soon, you could still regret that and end up feeling trapped in some sort of way. So you want to, it's kind of like this year life will be like a buffet for the collective consciousness, where you want to check and see first before committing, but you want to keep it on the up and up and be transparent and honest about what you're doing, rather than just pretending like you're going to commit to something or someone, and really you're just you're just kind of vacillating between who to commit to and what to commit to. So just let them know, hey, I just want to see first. I'm not committing just yet, but I just want to see if we're a good fit. I want to see if I'm a good fit with this business, with this job, with this group, with this elay, with this clique, whatever it is. Vet it first. This is a year of vetting. Next year will be a family year, a 6-year commitment, and feeling welcome and warm and all those things, nurturing. But this year is more of, let's see, this is a year of testing the waters a little bit in your adventures. I reiterate, out of challenge and conflict comes fun, laughter, and memorable moments. So say, for instance, you see a child who's not accepted by their family, and they get cast out, or they leave the house because they don't feel like they're loved, or they're not getting what they need, or the family argues and say, well, get out my house if you don't act right. That's when they can band with other people, and they may say, dang, I had some tough moments this year, but shoot, I had some fun too. So you may get a lot of laughter, because remember, 5 is still adventure, fun, trying new things. So you'll still get some positive memories. Or you could see a couple getting on each other's nerves, and then somebody goes to Mexico and you have some good memories with your friends. It may be a girl trip type of year despite the pandemic. So you still want to be careful with that particular energy, but it's still, 5 is a year normally, if it weren't for the pandemic, the industries such as Airbnb, hotel industries, all those different industries would thrive in a 5 year, because it's a year of travel and adventure. But we'll see how that pans out this year. I feel like some people are going to kind of be peeping their head out the door to take those type of risks. So we'll just have to see. This is a year of not just sitting up on the Zoom meetings, but actually getting out there and putting your feet into action and living life. Remember, 5 deals with the 5 hands: manual, manifest, mano in Spanish. So it deals with experiencing things that you can touch, things that you can feel, things that your 5 senses can pick up on. This year, whatever you took for granted, once again, you will have to fight to keep it. When I say fight, I don't mean like getting out there like a reality TV show. I mean putting effort in, watering things, going the extra mile, not just half doing something, not being half invested. But when it comes to things that matter to you, your children, your marriage, your relationships, your business, you got to put a little more effort in. Remember, it's the year of the hustler. So what you take for granted can be snatched up. Also, this is a good year for collaborating, not necessarily permanent collaborations, but temporary collaborations with people you would normally side with or work with in order to master a goal or get a job done. So you may see more people banding together to do to double up and collaborate with business endeavors, interviews, all that type of stuff. People will be doing more collaborations in order to get a point across or to fight for a cause or whatever it is. Collaboration will be good, but don't do it based on, yay, we're gonna be together for 9 years from now. No, you want to do it like, okay, we have this opportunity right now, let's get it while the getting is good, let's collaborate. It'll be that type of energy. So don't worry about permanence this year. If you're also on a 5 personal year, you want to worry more about the experiences that you're building and seizing the opportunities. You have to be more proactive this year with that, and you got to come out of your shell. Creative ways, there will be creative ways to maximize opportunities. Great artistic expressions will come based on the struggles of humanity. So my example is, you're gonna see a lot of revolutionary and great genius type of work being born based out of the struggles with humanity right now, the things that we're going through. For example, if you look back at Jamaica with the development of reggae music, it was birthed out of oppression and political unrest and things like that. So you're going to see that quite a lot. Some of the music, not all of it, is going to change in certain ways to create and express. Certain ways to exude artistic expression is going to be different this year based on things that are going on, such as police brutalities and, just the principles of what's going on right now with the world, the pandemic. A lot of creative things are going to come out of that. You know how they say an artist is at their best when they're hungry or when they're struggling or they have something that they want to say rather than they kind of coasting and they're used to winning. This year, a lot of great expressions and results will come out of just a hunger and a need to say something, a need to express something, a need to make a clear point. Let's see. Remember, don't back down from a battle if it's something that means a lot to you, but don't engage in battle if it's just an empty battle, if it's just a battle of egos. Remember, you're gonna have to stand up this year for what you believe is right. If it's something that's bothering you on a personal level or a social level, repression leads to depression, because 5 deals with an element of sadness, regret, and depression. So whatever that you repress, whatever has been oppressed becomes depressed. So express. Remember, express. Don't catch a case. Don't jump on anybody, but it's time to express yourself and speak your truth. And do not be afraid of being cast out. Do not be afraid of being rejected. You will find that you will go where you belong. And remember, new creative things will be born out of you standing up for what's right and expressing yourself. Don't let things that are bothering you just fester. Speak up with tact. Once again, overcoming that scarcity mentality of not enough. There is no such thing as not enough. The universe and our life is abundant, but you will still have to live in moderation and balance. You're only one person. You can't commit to everybody. You can't commit to everything. You have to choose a few things. Yes, it's a year of variety, but try your best to choose quality experiences and quality people, and make sure that you're investing in quality things with your budget and things that you are, and entrepreneurship endeavors that you are going to be trying out this year, if you understand what I mean. Let's see, because I don't want to keep repeating myself or being redundant. Yeah, so a lot of people are going to be tempted to kind of sneak off and creep off their relationship maybe. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but it may be on people's mind a lot. Like, what else is out there? I kind of want some variety. This same old person sleeping next to me with this pink house slipper on. Some people are going to be feeling like that, but once again, I warn you, be careful of losing something of value that you regret later, so think twice. There are many ways to have adventure. Maybe it's like for couples, somebody getting a makeover, or I don't know, working out together, doing something. Spice it up a little bit, because this year is gonna be needed, because people's eyes are gonna be roving like, well, shoot, I could be doing something else, or I could be, everybody's gonna be kind of wanting to do their own thing, to where don't become like you're like roommates more than anything else. Once again, I was talking about possible food shortages or grocery shortages, or shortages of certain items that are very important to people, and people fighting over resources. Remember, the fights will be over not enough, or I didn't get, or you got more than me, or I got more than you. Also, people fighting on the political scene. Well, they got more funding than me, or they got reparations and we didn't, and they got this, they got that, and we didn't get that. So that's what the fights will be over a lot this year. Crab in a barrel type of energy. So remember, you have to overcome that crab in a barrel type of energy, but still take a stand for what you want and what you believe and what you value. Be careful of making, you already talked about that, be careful of making decisions based on lust, desperation, and boredom, or you'll regret it later. Family feuds, friendships growing apart, if you're not seeing eye to eye. A lot of other family feuds will come from religious and spiritual differences, because remember, we're shifting into the age of Aquarius. So the younger people will be questioning the status quo quite a lot this year. Like, they will be debunking a lot of things that have been half-truths written in history and in the spiritual books. And that's going to cause a problem with the elders, because they're going to be like, hey, well, what does this mean? And then, like I say, the old regime is going to die hard. It's going to go kicking and screaming. They don't want to go into the age of Aquarius of information and knowledge of self and things such as that. So it is going to once again be some estrangement due to stubborn elders not wanting to listen to the children about certain half-truths that's been told to mankind in history. Also, once again, friendships growing apart. I feel more spiritual. I feel like my path is more spiritual. My destiny is this and that. And then the friend is like, well, just kind of growing apart from one another because you're starting to believe something different. I still want to go to church. Well, I want to meditate. All of those type of disagreements can occur to where you just feel like, relationships are slipping away and y'all are going in two different directions. But remember, what's for you will be for you if you take care of it. And you can come back together if it's meant to be. Hold on, I already said that. Year of confrontation. Year of confrontation of things that need to be challenged and questioned. It will be necessary this year. Once again, power struggles between older and younger generations. Huge rebellions of the old ways. Where elders have failed the youth will revolt. There'll be lots of rebellion against the patriarchal paradigm going on right now. The status quo, they will be questioning everything. The education system, healthcare, all of those things will come into question. The younger generations, or the old people who are like in their 50s and up, they are going to go through a lot of ego deaths this year, because everyone is questioning certain things. Everyone is like, wait a minute, we've been lied to in a lot of ways, and they're not going to want to accept that. So just understand, you can't change everybody, and sometimes you just have to leave people behind. A lot of people are going to learn that karmic lesson this year. Also, old businesses that have been established 20, 30, 50, 100 years, they may be closing down this year. A lot of things will be going out of business and shutting down. The only way, or the key way that they can stay alive and stay afloat, is to restructure how they do business in order to survive. Especially the school system. A lot of things are changing. The college system. There will be a lot of new innovative businesses being born that are taking the place, the changing of the guards from the old businesses and the old enterprises and structures. Excuse me. So once again, if they don't keep up, or they stay stuck in their ways, the new innovative entrepreneurs will take over. Let's see. Moderation is key. Also, it's a year of getting down and dirty. Remember, year of confrontation, year of putting in effort. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and get out there. Get down and dirty. Get down to the heart of the matter. What's really bothering you? What's really troubling you? Don't get polite with it. You can be diplomatic, but get down and dirty into the heart of the matter. Be truthful with yourself and be truthful to others about what's really bothering you. The year of eviction or getting kicked out. This could be getting fired from a job, or deciding to leave a job, or quit a job, or once again, family arguing. Get out my house. You don't help me pay bills. You don't respect my rules. Get out. All of those different things will be going on more prevalent this year. A lot of people put up with a lot of things last year that they don't have the patience to put up with this year. Remember, 5 deals with shortages, so patience will be running short, and people will make quick decisions that they regret later. So be careful of kicking somebody out or leaving too soon, because you might regret it later and have to come back and eat crow. a lot of depression and pain due to repression and rejection, feeling discluded, feeling uninvited, feeling unwelcomed, the orphan spirit type of energy. All of these things will be surfacing, especially during Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio moon sign seasons, and during the sun sign seasons of the water signs. Those feelings could surface for some people, so you may want to do your shadow work and work through those feelings. Once again, changes in education, students questioning everything, including history and facts. And once again, we're going into the year of the metal ox. So I hope that this all makes sense to you. Hope I wasn't too redundant, but I wanted to get this video out to you today. I actually did this video earlier, but I didn't like how it turned out, so here I am again. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're feeling these energies already, let's talk about it. Remember, some of this energy may not totally resonate with you just yet, or it may unfold throughout the year because you may have a different personal year. You may be going through personal year 1, 2, 3, etc., 4. So, you want to look at that as well in order to get a more personalized aspect, but this is the potential energies for the collective consciousness, so we will see how it unfolds. All right, peace and bliss. And we should talk more around the spring equinox, which is the true new year. Do your research about that if you're not familiar with it. Okay, I will talk to you later. Bye. And thank you once again. I love y'all.